FIA Formula 2 heads back to the Principality. We're in Monte Carlo and it's time for Thursday practice ahead of the 2024 Monaco Grand Prix. Conditions are superb because it's wet out there on the circuit, dampness in the air. Let's see what we have to hold. Here we go, ready to go. Green light is on, we're underway, we're awaiting TV pictures from Sky Sports F1. They've only got a loading screen at the moment, but the session is go here. Cars out on the circuit as well. Track temperature 27.1 degrees, air temperature 18.8. It says the track's dry with a 77% humidity. We'll wait to see what that actually entails later on as well. We have no pictures up here in the commentary box. There we go, finally coming in, a bit late. It's definitely not dry. Richie and Jack is alongside in the commentary box. In fact, if anything, it's absolutely deluged out there the first time we see the on-track action. Hello, Richie.
Hello, Josh. Hello, Jack. It's great to be back here for Formula 2, of course. Formula 3 was here earlier on, and we did go through a dry to wet session, and of course, that wet has carried on into Formula 2 for practice, and we'll see what these Formula 2 cars can get up to. A bit more powerful, a bit more bigger than the F3 car, so we'll see what these drivers can do in these tricky conditions, and hopefully we don't get 3 red flags and 4 cars in it in this session like we did in Formula 3.
Hopefully not as well. Jack's alongside us, the little owl. Welcome back in. F2 at Monaco, and they're only practice sessions in the rain, so pretty much useless and expecting a lot of delays, aren't we?
Yeah, pretty much this will not really have much of an impact on qualifying, in my opinion. It's a good idea to get experience of wet conditions just in case.
Oh, and contact
rain.
already! There's 2 cars off!
Already, for God's sake!
That is down at the Mirabeau, down to Lowe's hairpin, and into the barrier has gone Franco Colapinto in the MP Motorsports. He'll be able to reverse from that, but he's damaged the front wing end plate as well. In fact, he's going to live to fight another day on that one. There's 2 bits of debris there, so who else has gone off down there at the barrier? Looks like he hasn't hit it though, so I don't know where that debris has come from. He'll live to fight another day, and the yellow flag will be returned to a green. But Enzo Fittipaldi, we're being told it actually is on the computer. The computer got it wrong. It's Enzo Fittipaldi in the 14. So yeah, not great, Richie, already.
Yeah, I said it. I hope we don't get people going off. And as I say that, 30 seconds later, someone did go off, and that looks like that's from a different car there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has to be. Because there was nothing. So, that's an end plate. There was nothing damaged on Fittipaldi's car. Well, let's Colapinto's gone in. Let's take a look. Oh, okay. I reckon yeah, it's 2 of them. Oh, Colapinto's lost part of the end plate as he's hit the back of his teammate. Yeah. So Fittipaldi locks up and goes straight on into touching the barrier, and then Colapinto's going to go on the inside line and take off part of his front wing. Beerman just gets round. 30. Oh, he almost took his front wing suspension as well. Lap times are 2 minutes long.
Lando.
Oh, hello, Lando. He's run in now.
Seen he's on camera, he's getting out of there.
Conditions aren't
no,
good.
for Thursday. You shouldn't be on Sky Sports yet, apart from the press conferences.
Alex Jakes is back. I can hear him behind my headset. So, Omi, if you're watching, let's have a listen now to our leaders.
Still feeling good. Of course, it's as I said before, it is a big boost in motivation, to get a win after a difficult start of the year. And I think we were really needing this in my side of the garage. And it has, I'm really happy, but it's something that is already in the past. It was a great weekend. We scored many points, but it's already time to focus here in Monaco. All the emotions of the win are starting to go away, and just focus on from a new start, reset, new weekend, new opportunities, and I think we need to keep scoring points. It's only the start, and we need to keep using this momentum for the next few races.
everybody hitting everything at the moment out there on the circuit as they come into it. So the rain is still trickling down. There's no lines of dry appearing as Bortoletto's got the top time, 152.416. Time's pretty much irrelevant as Behrman goes to the top, 151.671. Times are irrelevant. Let's have a look at Victor Martins, who touched the barrier coming down the hill into the hairpin. And that debris still there at the exit. Zach O'Sullivan's done something that's similar at the top as well. They're all scraping that barrier as they come down the braking zone.
Yeah, it's a difficult section in the dry and in the wet. It makes it even harder as Richard Verschoor goes up into second place in his Trident car. This is one of the bruises. It's a yellow flag again. I presume it's Sainte Devote. We'll see in a second what happens to the car who's ever caused that yellow flag when they decide to show us. I've got to say the TV pictures have been quite delayed in showing us the incidents, haven't they, this weekend so far?
It's not and it is still FOM, not Tele Monte Carlo. So FOM are doing this. So God knows why this is happening. Also, why we didn't have the usual intro, I don't know, from Sky. So that's a great thing. But yellow flags are out, and it is at
green
Sainte
back to
Devote.
yellow.
Yeah, it's at Sainte Devote. Oh, green flag's out. Good, good, good. So what it is at Sainte Devote. Oh no, yellow's back out. You're right. It's at Sainte Devote then. So someone's gone off down there. As time is continued to pop back through, now we're back to green flag conditions. Whether or not it stays green flag, I don't know. But
interesting.
Yeah, no idea why or what happened there. They haven't shown us the TV pictures again. Maloney goes up to 8th.
No.
Behrman continuing to slot round. He was fastest, remember. On a 152.4. Where's he going to jump to now? 151.676. Now Behrman jumps to 5th. 147.104 as the spray begins to build here. And here comes the ART as well of Zach O'Sullivan across the line. And will improve. No, he doesn't actually. He stays where he is. Martin's got a 143.224. Someone locked up into Sainte Devote there. And it's going to be Richard Verschoor who's locked up. And another yellow flag has come out. Not for Verschoor that we're seeing here, but there's a secondary yellow at Sainte Devote. Behrman gets it round the hairpin.
Still yellow as well.
Yeah, someone else has gone off there. I did say I saw a lock-up before we went to a break from that replay. Antonelli getting his first experience at Monaco in an F2 car. Narrowly flicking round the barriers. Yeah, I don't know who it is. Well, Roman Stanak went through the timing board. Could be my Aita who's down there. He crossed the control line 30 seconds before. It's got to be Roman Stanak or Isaac Hadjar down there. It's the only two I can make sense because they crossed the timing screen.
We're still in yellow. Yeah. It's a very odd one, isn't it? They should think by now. It's Joshua Dirksen.
Ooh.
I think it's Joshua Dirksen who's down at turn 1 at Sainte Devote. It says stop on his timing. Yeah. So, see what happened there with that one for Joshua Dirksen, who had a brilliant weekend back in Imola, got a podium, I believe, didn't he? Or at least in the top 5 for his first
podium. Yeah, 3rd place.
And he was before that been a bit of a poor start to the season, wasn't it, for him? So it was nice to see him get his moment in the sun. As we can see, the yellow flag still out down at turn number 1, or I presume down at turn number 1, unless it's out at turn number 5. And still, as Martins goes quickest, O'Sullivan second, and it must be down here where the incident occurred.
Well, it is Dirksen because, as you say, the timing screen has shown him as greyed out. He says stop on his run. So why we haven't seen that or anything, I don't know. And why the red flag hasn't come out already, I'm unsure as well by race control. Right, here it is now on board with Dirksen. Again, they've been so late recently, Fon, with their onboards. He's just going to lock up and go straight on down Sainte Devote. Well, what's he done then?
Just looked up, hasn't he? He's still stuck down there, so I don't know if the engine's stalled or he just can't seem to spin it round. We saw it back in F3, didn't we, with Lindblad, who couldn't quite get the car turned round too easily. And this is Telebana, beautiful slide down towards, I believe, the swimming pool chicane. Yeah. As We'll see. Still yellow flags on my timings, and we've got obviously the TV pictures are a little bit behind. 34 and 13 to go on the live timings, and it still says yellow flags.
Yeah, so Colapinto jumps up to 6th position as well, 143.919, and the Maney goes 10th, Crawford goes 14th, so everyone just skirting around with the conditions, gradually getting better. But Jack, with this constant yellow flag, is it a bit weird that they just haven't red flagged it at the moment? Because everyone's just trawling around out there. No one's got any grip.
Green.
Now we go green, finally.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they haven't red flagged it. I don't know if Joshua Dirksen... Oh, green flag's clear, so we're back going again.
Still says
Yeah, I'm
stopped.
surprised that... It says green flag on the TV screens at least. But
Yeah.
it's weird for me, because... Like, I don't know what the point really of practice here would be, other than just to get a grip to wet conditions. I don't know if the forecast's raining for tomorrow at all, but I don't think the times here will be particularly representative of what we're going to see in qualifying tomorrow. And yeah, but currently it's an ART 1-2.
Says it's chance of showers tomorrow, rain returning for Saturday, and it's dry Sunday. But there is a chance of rain blowing in for Monaco. It could be a very wet Sunday.
Yeah,
There's
right.
chance of rain for Indy 500 and the Coca-Cola 600 as well.
Yep. Rain, 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 all the rain. Yeah, it does say on the Met Office again that it'll be 1 till 5 p.m, which there is suspected rain tomorrow, then Saturday, a bit of a drizzle, then Sunday. It should be dry, so it should be a little bit more better for the feature races, and of course the Formula 1 Grand Prix around Monaco. As for short, goes back up to P4 in practice, and of course still it's Martin's on top with O'Sullivan in second and Barnard in the top 3, and it says that Dirksen has stopped again, so has he gone back to the pits and stayed in? Maybe.
I reckon he's got out of the car and they've pushed it back. I think he's fully out of it. But no red flag and no explanation as to why. Rather interesting, unless
Weird
it
one.
says something
A
here.
weird one indeed.
No, it doesn't say anything on the commentary tab either.
Reveal.
Alongside us.
It's a very odd one, isn't it, that one, as we can see. Aaron, who I think definitely doesn't get the praise he deserves, does he? Second in the championship, and no one knows who he is unless they watch Formula 2 every week, do they? It's a shame.
Behrman, 143 on the board. Antonelli, wow, 141.381. I'm freezing in this commentary box, by the way. It's really not the best shirt to wear. Martin's 140.2, goes fastest overall. Colapinto's 11th, but with a fast sector on. Barnard 3rd. Durskin, I think, is out of the session, by the way. So far, FOM aren't doing a better job than Tele Monte Carlo.
Yeah, a bit of a big lag spot there for a second. Josh, it could take for a good 10 seconds. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but brilliant, isn't it, of Discord and OBS and YouTube not wanting to work together as usual.
Well, you're on a laptop, so it's not even on there.
That explains the lag a bit then. Laptops aren't usually designed for
yellow
running
flag.
multiple things at once.
Give me 1 second. There we go. Yeah, it's down at Sandoval
Who's
as
got
well.
off turn 1?
Nah, it's just Discord being Discord with the lag as well. We've used the laptop for a
Yeah.
couple of years now. And it is at Sandoval. Now, who's got off this time? Who just went through? How got Colapinto or Crawford?
I can't see anyone classed as stopped or anyone with
Gonna
very
say
long sectors. It's an agreed one.
Crawford.
Yeah, if he's just gone straight on the first corner. And that Sandoval is so hard to reverse out of. Oh, there it is. And
It's a damn car.
it's an AIX. Is that Joshua Dirksen? No, that's Fittipaldi. Computer could not get it right. This is Enzo Fittipaldi who's now gone down the circuit. And he's trying to get a 3-point turnaround.
Again.
Good lad, got that out. Dirksken's already out of it, but there goes Fittipaldi for the second time today off the track.
Yeah, not Fittipaldi. He just hasn't got off well as in this season. To be fair, you know, he had a good run last season. He got, of course, a race win. I think was it Baku he got his win last season, but this season he's been nowhere, has he? This is a replay, a bit late to give it to us, and he just locked it straight on.
It wasn't Baku, Behrman took the double there. Martins drifting around Casino Square over that bump you don't want to go over in a Formula car. And Marty getting close to the swimming pool chicane. It's just getting a little bit ridiculous out here now. They are trailing, but
rain.
yeah, it's getting heavier as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Looks like it indeed.
problem is as well, they're going. If they were going at faster speeds, the rain at this level wouldn't be a problem for a Formula 2 car. But because we're averaging about 80 mile an hour a lap in Formula 2, 95 mile an hour in Formula 1 as an average speed, you can't go fast enough to A, keep temperature in the brakes and tyres, and B, clear the spray, so you're just sort of drifting along the water.
Yeah, and it's not fun in these cars, is it? As we can see, Victor Martins, and they just head to the end of the second set, up by 7.5 tenths of a second, so doing a very good job so far as he heads his way down to the swimming pool, which is at the moment literally a swimming pool, then heading past, I believe, Bortolesso before he heads in towards the braking zone at La Rascas, and then of course Anthony knows at the final corner, as I think he will set another fastest lap time now. Hadjar down on Martin's time. What can Victor Martins do as he heads his way up towards the line? It will be a 39.2, a brilliant improvement there from Victor Martins, who looks very happy with these conditions. As we can see Fernando Alonso looking over the circuit in his beautiful yellow Aston Martin hat.
It is getting heavier, the rain here at Monaco, with half an hour to go in this second practice, well, the free practice session for Formula 2, the second session of the day. And the track getting greasier and greasier. For sure does a 140-138. So wet tyres starting to come into their own as well. As the marshals stand super close. Yellow flag sector 3, that's Rascas. Swimming pool and Rascas. No, yeah.
Oh!
Rascas into the wall, and that's going to be a red flag for Franco Colapinto, who's hit the wall and has lost the engine as well. Lights are flashing. Now he's just near the pit. Yeah, here comes the red flag now. He has to be because it's in a really dangerous position. So session is suspended with the red flags coming out now. And we got 15 minutes in. And Aleix Espargaro, his press conference is now live, to where he's going to announce, we predict a retirement from MotoGP. So a lot to talk about this weekend.
I presume that Colapinto's lost the rear on the way into Rascas. He's locked up the rears, and he's just gone a little bit too deep into it, and it's just been collected into the wall. I'm sure we'll see a replay as soon as the red flag is out. All cars are going to go back into the pit lane. And I don't think it should be out too long because obviously the car's not that far away from the pit, so it should just be a quick move the car out the way. Of course, make sure the area is safe, and then they can proceed on once more. But so far, practice has been interesting in the wet because I would have expected more than what actually happened. I expected some more mistakes, but surprisingly, it's been quite clean, hasn't it, over these the last 15-20 minutes.
And Aleix Espargaro has now officially announced his retirement from MotoGP at the end of the season. So, yeah, we'll cover that across JB Motorsports 2 live and on the main channel as delayed. Right, red flags out then. Let's take a break and head over to the world feed. Alex Brundle and Alex Jakes.
3 and Formula 2 out on track a day early, if you like, compared to Formula 1. But Monaco has a history of 4-day weekends. Used to be a rest day on the Friday, but the second tier, it's always ventured out onto the circuit. And ponchos, umbrellas, but smiles on faces, because it's a spectacle unlike anything else really in all of sport. Good to see them starting them young as motorsport fans in the grandstand as well.
Yeah.
When you said, Alex, it's difficult to know what to do, I thought you meant us in the commentary box. I was like, mate, we've got to carry on talking. That's kind of. You know, that's the deal.
Well, if I've not got it by now, then there's no hope for me. You need to get an umbrella over that iPhone. Being reckless with the tech in the grandstands there. Look after your technicals if you're in the grandstand. Another man who's had a really weird beginning to the year, Victor Martins, in such a similar position to Oliver Behrman, coming in so highly rated from last year, the Alpine Academy driver. You know, excellent record in his rookie season. Then 11th, DNF, 11th, all the way through the early part of this year. It's just not playing out, is it, for Victor Martins at all in the first 3 or 4 rounds?
Well, we've had the new car this year. You're just getting what we've got in terms of the replay. So that's all we could locate. And our fantastically talented gallery is that quick cut to Mr. Colapinto in the barriers to interrupt his session. As though still smiling in the grandstands, good to see. You got the mandatory, if you see yourself on the big screen, you've got to give yourself a wave. But let's now hear from AIX Racing. It's a brand new name, but it's a team that's been on the grid in so many different guises. They were podium finishers last time out in Imola.
I've worked with Joshua 2 years in Formula 4. I have known his work ethics and his skills he has. So at the end in Formula 4, he was competing against Bortoleto, Mini, Beganovic, Aaron, and he was beating them. So sometimes results are not showing just set up what guy really is capable of. For sure, with 2 rookies, it's something quite risky when you see it from the outside, but we have 2 very talented rookies who are on fire. I mean, I don't have maybe to talk too much about Taylor because everyone knows him from last year's F3 season. He won a race and everyone knows what he's capable of. He's naturally skilled and talented. And both drivers are just adapting to each other quite well with different work ethics. But that helps us just to extract more of the car and helps our engineers just to interpret the car ways better and making conclusions then.
Well, good to hear from AIX. Up to speed with a trophy to show for it as well. 2 very talented drivers in the squad. And it's interesting the point he made at the end there about keeping the feedback consistent and giving the team exactly what they need to try and improve the cars. All identical cars, so team and driver make all the difference, Alex.
It's such an issue for teams when they bring in 2 rookie drivers, because you've got to know what you actually want. It's all very well being able to understand the changes you need to make and be able to communicate the behavior of the car. You've got to know what the aim is. For example, here in Monaco, a pointy front end is critical to make sure that you get the car rotated around those tight, twisty sections, because a side glance on the barrier is much better than a broken front wing having locked up and understeered off into the barrier. But until you know and you've been through those pieces of experience, you have no chance of understanding what it is that you need to get out of it. So at least consistency are what teams look for, and when both drivers are giving them the same information, it does make the engineer's job much easier in terms of charting a path then to gain balance and efficiency from their racing cars.
That's the aim, and we are in 13 seconds time going to be able to bring you a green light at the end of the pit lane, and we will get an answer to Alex Brundle's question of who's fancying any more track time with the weather forecast set fair. The answer is certainly Richard Verschoor, with plenty of takers out there kicking the spray up as they leave the pit lane. 2 Tridents there, Verschoor and Stanek venturing onto the circuit.
And judging by this, guys, it looks like we might have a couple more red flags. Rain has increased dramatically, puddles now around the circuit, and effectively it's going to be tiptoe around for a couple more laps. Not nice. Really not nice out there as well as they come into it. Look at that. Rivers across the circuit down at the bottom of the hill.
Worse, isn't it?
Yeah. What do you think, Richie? Red flag again soon if they don't like the conditions?
Like London yesterday.
I don't think it's too bad yet. I'm hoping not. We don't want another red flag. That'd be 5 red flags in the matter of an hour and 5 minutes, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Over the 2 sessions.
It was raining a lot yesterday, wasn't it, Jack? in London.
Yeah. It was raining a lot yesterday in London. I wasn't there, but I was watching the TV, of course.
I
The
was
general
too.
election being announced.
Yeah, I was too.
But
I found it
of course,
I found it very
I think
funny.
it's a little bit worse in Monaco, though.
Yeah, just a touch.
Just a little, not much. And London doesn't have, like, 22 Formula 2 cars going about it.
It's still the Mercedes safety car, not the Aston
Although,
Martin.
let's not give the FIA ideas.
Yeah, that's not.
Let's not give the FIA ideas, though.
FIA interfere in elections, never. Go on, Richie.
I meant the
FIA
London Grand Prix.
ideas. Given the FIA ideas is the last thing you want to do. Never ends well.
So yeah, Martins down on time. Hauger was short. Hadjar, Sullivan, Barnard, Colapinto as well. Antonelli, Aron, Crawford in the top 10. That's at the moment. Times I don't think are going to improve, not with the level of water that we're now seeing on the circuit. Not even going to attempt that. Something about Antonelli.
Antonelli. Yeah, just heading down as well in towards the swimming pool section, and behind him his teammate Oliver Bearman, who bit of a tricky start to the season, of course. Last time out in Imola was leading the race and probably would have won the race, but unfortunately stalled it twice in the pit stop, and he's still down, I believe, 20th in the standings on only 6 points this season. His teammate Antonelli on 36, I believe, up in around that 10th position in the standings. So we'll see what these two can get up to this weekend, of course. So what would they mean? Pretty much nothing at the moment.
Kimmy, what did you do, you
But
idiot?
tomorrow in the dry. That's going to be close.
Yeah, Antonelli's going to get a penalty for that from the stewards because the lights were on. You have to stay to the left-hand side of the track. He didn't. He cut right across the pit lane entry. So, Antonelli, that's a big no-no. You will get a penalty for that. Did he go off? No, here he is. He's drifting it, though.
Oh, nearly, Josh.
Yeah. I just thought I saw him have a snap at the top of Massenet.
Yeah, 1.5 seconds down off of Martin's time, so the track getting worse it seems, or maybe Antonelli made too many mistakes in that section to the hotel. Or was it the Grand Hotel Hairpin? Is that what it's called now, or has it changed names?
Fairmont.
To what?
Fairmont Hotel Hairpin.
Fairmont Hotel Hairpin. So it's changed names again.
I still call it Lowe's. That was the original one then. Yeah.
I don't just call it the hairpin or the hotel hairpin.
Sorry, that's my throat going again. Oh, guess what?
The flag
Sandoval.
again. Sandoval.
We should start a tally.
Yeah. We should. We've had about. I can't remember now how many we've had.
About
it's got to be
9.
at least 10, hasn't it?
Yeah, about 9 or 10, isn't it? Yeah. Is this going to be another red flag?
The question is which one is it?
Well, no one's gone through that part of the
I'm
track.
going to have a guess and say it was Oza Kajar. I'll say Oza Kajar is the one who went lead.
Antonelli is kicking the backside out of that Prima every single
Driving a
chance he
Formula
gets.
Drift car.
Green
Oh,
flags.
this is-
Green flag conditions again.
There's the double yellow. Now it's gone green, so pull it in. Ah, it was Martens. Victor Martens off the track.
Yeah.
Do you know, the conditions are getting so bad, I wouldn't be surprised if they red flag the session soon. And look, he had no grip. Wow!
Oh my. Oh my. Just straight. There was no stopping that car. Gear 3, gear... Yeah, that was... They need to figure something out because that is not safe at all. Then
Yeah, Gem car
Oh
at the
my
side.
word. There's
Oh my, look
lots
at
of
that.
spray.
That should, I presume we'll get a red flag soon because someone is going to go into the barriers there.
Yeah.
Into turn 1. Maloney makes it through. Slightly, but that was definitely a scary one in towards Sandoval. But then again, the rest of the circuit is a lot better to drive. So maybe, based on the fact it's only Sandoval, which is stupidly wet, they might keep it green for now. There's obviously 15 minutes left to go. Yellow flag's set to 1 again, I believe. At least it says it on the live timings.
Yep, same here.
On the Formula 2 website. And the question is it sector 1?
Oh no, it's sector 3. It's Maloney. Maloney's locked
There we
up at the top of Mirabeau.
Mirabeau.
And he'll select reverse. He'll get out of that one, luckily. Hopefully. bit more, 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 bit more. First gear.
Good.
Down you
Spin it
go.
round a bit. Needs to kick it out, doesn't he?
Yeah, idiot.
Oh, Josh. Bit harsh.
Well, there's a dip there. You see where the tarmac covers on? There's the
Yeah.
tarmac, then there's normal road. So there's a noticeable dip. He was on the dip. So as soon as he hits the rear wheels to accelerate, and he's on paint, he's just going to glide. He needs to reverse it more. No, he's going to put it in the barrier. There it goes. There you go, into the barrier. Front nose turn into the barrier. Look, he's on paint. He's got no traction. And it's not.
Yeah.
You need to reverse further. That's not going to work. Minimal revs. There you go.
He's gone. Oh, green flag conditions once again.
Isn't
Like a
he?
comedy show.
Yeah. Does Zane Maloney not how to drive on street circuits? For God's sake, you're on paint. It's just going to spin your wheels. Look, he locks up. That's fine. But there's the dip. There. You see the bounce go. And he pulls reverse, but he doesn't pull out further enough onto the normal traction. So every time he tries to spin his wheels up, it's on the painted part of the track. Yeah. You need to, at that point, you don't need to put any throttle on. You just release the brake and let the car slowly trundle down. Then once you're back on the tarmac, then you put minimal revs.
We're off again. In towards the Nouvelle chicane. Surprisingly, no one making mistakes down here.
Marty's
As you
off.
can see. Oh. Well, there we are.
You've done it again.
Made a mistake.
You've done it again.
Like it's a thing with Red Bulls, isn't it? Because the last time it was a Red Bull of Sergio Perez. This time it's a Red Bull Junior of Pepe Marti. Santinelli passing through. I believe that might be Quarter behind in his yellow livery. So he'll continue through, and it's been a very interesting session here. Look at the rain in the pits. It's puddles, puddles, and puddles. That there will be car 20, which will be. Who's car 20? Hajar.
Let's hear from him now.
A really good result, because I believe they will be performing as well, and they are ahead of me, so that means I would need to be on it, but anything can happen, you know. In Imola, Zayn didn't score any point on Sunday, which I didn't expect, so yeah, anything can happen, and yeah, I believe that when you look at the gaps from after Jeddah, I was nowhere compared to Zayn, and in the end I managed to be just 9 points away, 2 rounds after that, so yeah, it's a long season, but my only goal this weekend is just to put it on pole on Friday.
Sounds like Hajar there as well. The rain, forget anything else, it has opened up and is getting heavier and heavier and heavier with every passing second. And this track is becoming very much more an ice rink.
It is. It's becoming difficult to drive, as we can still see a few cars out on circuit. Pepe Marti, obviously yellow in sector 1. His sector 1 time was. Let's have a look where he is. He's got 13. So his first sector was a 28.4.
Maney at the top of the hill almost lost it and put it in the wall.
Oh, that's not ideal. Maney's down in P11, 2.5 seconds off the time of Victor Martins. Where of course with the rain getting worse, no one can make an improvement. With Fittipaldi, he's finally going to be getting a lap time set at the moment, or at least a one. He's got green sector 1, green sector 2 for Enzo Fittipaldi. Also a green sector 2 for Villa Gomez, who's down in P18. And the track, it's just, you got no grip up you out there.
They're going to red flag
whatsoever.
this. They're going to red flag this. It's getting really, really bad now. Sectors 1 and 3 are ridiculous. The race controller, yeah. Oh, look at red flag this. Go on.
It's quite a slow circuit. You're not always at full speed, so I don't think it's too harmful having the cars there in green conditions.
It's just that the rivers start forming, so it becomes more treacherous. And the amount of spray you put up as well. This is 2022 levels, and the lights have come on in the pit lane as well. So the automatic lighting's come on in the pit lane, and it is getting heavy here. I would not be surprised if we see a red flag shortly from the stewards.
Look at F1 last year. They kept it in green conditions when it was absolutely pouring down. I think they will. I think if it was like Spa, it'd be different, but we can see replay of Kushmani, Josh, and was that the moment you caught? No, it wasn't. That's down at the swimming pool.
Separate moment, so that's 2 in 1 lap then he's had as well. It was at the top of Mirabeau down towards the Fairmont hairpin. That's where we saw that. But look at the amount of spray coming off traction.
It's bad, isn't it?
Yeah, someone's just going to lock up and go straight into the barrier if they're not careful.
Yeah, the fact we've not had a red flag, at least, in the last 5 minutes is
Yes,
quite a surprise.
skill.
As that's Miata heading his way through.
Skill of these drivers is unbelievable. It's this bit that I worry about. Dry tunnel, wet track, downhill braking, and the rain is visibly now bad up here in the commentary box. It is lashing it down. It's about the levels it was in 2022 when they red flagged it. Oops. And yeah, just getting a little bit bad now. I wouldn't. Yeah, they've got to stop this one. Okay, the spray around the track is ridiculous. The drivers are having to go super slow. They can't see the apexes, and there's now literal rivers from the tyres on the track coming into the last sector. It is. I will honestly stop the session. You can't. Yeah.
Very, very important. It is puddles and rivers, and of course, Anthony knows that being a downhill, it will also cause some rivers to form, and the drivers need to avoid that apex definitely in that section. But it is absolutely sodden wet at the moment. As you can see, the rain banks on.
Oh, come on!
At Sanderbot, they can't see a thing. Miata heads into turn 1, makes it through, but drivers will struggle even more now.
This is clear. Rio Marquez, who's the race director here, really needs to pull his finger out and put the reds out, because this is bad now. We do not want to risk drivers in a practice session, because this, even though they are slow speeds, you are a complete passenger, and at a circuit like this, you can see huge accidents. So it's all over the track now. By the way, this rain, 2 miles of circuit, and the rain's everywhere.
Yeah, it is very, very treacherous indeed. But they make it through so far. 8 minutes to go. If they've not red flagged it now, I can't see them red flagging it for the rest because of how long they've left it in these conditions. Do you think they're testing if they can get rid of the water?
I would be thinking that, yeah.
Josh.
That's what they're doing. They're waiting to think if they can get rid of this water. But look at this, down into the I can see literal rivers into the Nouvelle Chicane. Jack, what do you think here? Red flag or not?
It is soaking. It's looking more and more like the harbour than it does the racetrack. I think honestly a red flag is probably the best solution here, as there's literally no point even having them out on the track, because then no one's going to improve because of how wet it is. Everyone's sliding about like it's a Formula drift car. As you see, that is the 21 of Giuseppe Maria Marti. Of course, won the Formula 3 sprint race. There's Kimi Antonelli just hopping over the curb. But it's just looking more and more like the harbour. I think a red flag for safety reasons is honestly probably the best solution.
I agree with you, 100% here. This has to stop, and it's getting worse as well. I know we're not being very descriptive here, but the cars are literally crawling around the circuit. The rain is coming down. There is rivers just running. We're in the swimming pool section now, and I honestly can't tell you where the swimming pool starts and where the track starts. This is ridiculous. As they come in towards Raskas.
I was going to say, it shows how different. Yeah, I was going to say it shows how different we are in terms of opinions. Because for me, my opinion is let them go out there and drive. Yeah. Let them drive. They're not stupid. They know how to drive. I think they can make it around the circuit. It's a slower circuit as well. If they know it's wet, be cautious. If you go fast and you've been hit, it's your own fault. That's how I see it. Let them go out there. Let them drive. If it's a race, it's different, but it's practice. You never know if this rain comes again in the weekend. If it comes in qualifying, they need to be prepared. They need to know how to drive in these conditions. That's Charles Leclerc just hopping back over and heading back in towards the Ferrari garage. Having a little look at it and saying, please, don't do that in my Monaco weekend. I actually want to finish this time.
4th and 6th were his last only 2 finishes at this track, of course. He has had a pole position here, but failed to start in 2021 after a gearbox problem after hitting the barrier at the end of it. So, 5 minutes to go, and the majority of the field in the pit lane. Bob, Beerman and Marty, and Maeta.
We'll see what happens. 5 minutes to go in this session. Maybe we'll see one more run for a couple of the cars. Here's Ollie Behrman. Just heading through towards the back now. We're just sliding the car through, nearly losing it, but keeping nice control. Rivers galore as he heads through now in towards the swimming pool section. Heads down to the right, back to the left on the exit before you head down towards La Rascas, and you can see the puddles. You can see the rain as Miata goes back into the pit lane. I presume Behrman will follow suit, and Marty, I believe, is still somewhere on the circuit and heads back into the pit lane. So
Whoa.
we'll see.
Almost ran someone over coming into the pit lane. So one of the marshals crossed the pit lane entry.
Jeez.
Oh, there's Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca.
Who's that? She an engineer from McLaren?
Media manager.
Ah. Portoletto sitting in the pits. I'm going to say, for me, Portoletto's going to be one of the drivers to look at for pole again, isn't he? In Monaco.
There you see a boyfriend and a girlfriend, and I don't know which one wants to be in the race, which one doesn't.
We were hoping for. In the end, I'm honest, we are in a difficult situation. We are not where we want to be, where we were aiming for also, and we just need to stay calm, keep the serenity in the work, keep the faith in everyone in the team. I feel I have not becoming a driver to be at the back, while last year I was always at the front, and the same for the team. They always gave me a mega car last year, and I think the new car just brought a bit more difficulties in certain areas that we need to analyze and keep calm. It's just there is still 10 rounds to go, and there will be many opportunities, and if this weekend is the really start of the season for us, I accept it and we go for it.
Right, correct me if I'm wrong, but Rashaw hit the barrier, didn't he? That's why he's not in the pit lane. Rashaw was already out of it.
Did he?
I can't remember.
Rashaw hit the pit. It wasn't Rashaw, was it? It was Dirksen.
So why is Rashaw still registering as out there on the circuit? But he hasn't changed sectors, and the track's
I
silent.
don't know.
That's what I'm thinking.
Has the rain stopped? The rain stopped, hasn't it now?
I can't tell from this angle. We're looking above the circuit. Yes, the rain has stopped. Yeah. It's
they're going back
drizzling.
out, I believe.
It's just started again. Look, it's lighter, but it's getting heavier quite quickly. So the eye of the storm, I'd say.
We'll see what Victor Martins chooses to do. They've removed some of the stuff off the car, whatever you call them. What are they, Josh? Them the hair dryers? What are they? Do they keep the car cool?
Yeah, they put them into the AirPods of the car, and it brings the air in. Look! This is the Aston Martin mechanics being waved across, and then Behrman's car comes straight through, and the two Aston Martin mechanics get run over because.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, well, they were allowed.
That was very close. The man in behind.
Yeah. They were allowed over by the Monegasque marshal.
And you've got to think, it's soaking wet conditions. Behrman can't just stop the car.
Yeah.
That could have ended very badly. There'll definitely be some words with that marshal who let them through. They'll know that Behrman's coming through that section, or at least someone will, to inform them. That was ridiculous. It's a little bit like Baku with Esteban Ocon, wasn't it? 23 or 22.
Yeah. Well,
23, I think it was.
Yeah. Rule 1 of every single motorsport series on the planet: when you are in the pit lane, you are not allowed to, in the practice session, go over the photograph line, which is the fast lane level line.
Yeah.
And in qualifying races, you're not allowed to go into the pit lane at all. You sort of have to stay along the red line that runs along the pit lane door to the garage doors. So when I was at the touring cars as well in the sport sessions, I could go into the garages, but I couldn't go beyond the pit lane line. So I had to sort of stay on it to look out. That's why for the races I was up in the grandstand, because I could then see into the pit lane easier and the starting grid for my commentary position. Look at that river forming in the
some cars
exit.
on circuit now.
Can you see that river at the exit of Mirabeau?
Yeah.
And down to Lowe's.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. And they're avoiding it. Patch up.
Not the best place to go slow in the middle of a tunnel, my friends.
Yeah. Definitely not ideal, because looks like he's going to the speed of what you would normally do on a general day in Monaco.
Yeah.
Keeping to the right-hand side as well.
Car parks just to the left, just to the right, by the way, in the tunnel. It's a car park entry.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, to the
Wow,
hotel.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Love this place.
Heading down now towards the Nouvelle Chicane.
Oh, it's washy there. You get that wash, which is the foam from the water that gets sort of rived up as well. You know, like how in the sea you have foam.
Yep.
Enough rain's fallen now and the car's gone over it. It's created that wash foam across the surface. You can sort of see it coming. So, yeah, like there, though.
Like a flight. Now.
They've all gone out to do some practice starts. That's the only reason they're there.
Yeah.
There's the flag down. Well,
There we are. Yeah, I forgot. I'm too far ahead on the live timing screen.
10 seconds, Richie. Put it to 10 seconds.
It's quite a lot, isn't it, that, really?
Let's Sky.
Wait, I can change the timing delay on it.
Yeah, settings. Go to settings. And then hit customize delay, seconds delay. I put 10.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Brad, that's Richie. He's not sat in the dark anyway. Yeah, it is Richie, yeah. Richie, I need to get you some stage lights. That's what we need. So that you can have...
I do, yeah.
The ring lights.
You can't see me at all. I'm just
Yeah.
looking at the screen. Oh my! And I've got the big light on as well. The big
Yeah.
white LED light.
You need stage lights on you. Like here in the commentary box. Actually, 2021 was Monaco when we got this. We've got a great big LED light, but back in the old days, we had a little light in the corner. Did not give us the best lighting.
I need some stage lights. One there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We don't need that because we've got this
You have
great
to find me
big
some.
one.
You have to find a link for me, and I'll
I'll
get
find
some.
some. Yeah, we've got. Oh, you can see it on the comcam actually, can't you? Up here, this big stage light here, the LED strip light that's put into the garage. Put in at one of the most ridiculous positions on the planet because it's sort of, it's too far that way, and also it's too far in. I wanted it directly above me, but it wasn't put directly above me, so it's sort of just off to the side a little bit. So when you sat down,
You've got to stand to the right, haven't you?
yeah, so when you sit down, looking up at the screen, on the right-hand side, you get just literally the top of the screen wiped out by the great big light. So that's why if you ever sat down, you've got to sort of sit like this in the middle, so you can actually see the screen. It's ridiculous. I don't know. I've often wanted to just turn the lights out and have a little light on the desk. In fact, you remember, Richard, with some of our esports, with some of our esport races, I did that. Do you remember? Just turn the main lights out.
Oh yeah, because you used your phone, didn't you, at one point as well? You used the phone, didn't you? The camera.
Yeah. Also, it gets incredibly hot in the summer with that light on. So that's why in the summer we had the commentary box door open. And last year during the heat storm at the British Grand Prix during practice 2, it got so hot I felt dizzy. I had to turn the light out and commentate with commentate with whatever light we had in. It got so bad because I'm under stage lights all the time. It's right on me.
It's hot, isn't it? Yeah. Lighting for some reason gets so hot, especially when it's otherwise you're going to spend about £300 on a light for it to be cool. Yeah. Which is ridiculous, isn't it?
This is a white light. It gets hot though, but it's an LED one as well. But it's an LED gas one, so it doesn't take that much electricity. But yeah. It's quite weird, really, having. Yeah, it is quite weird having the light because we never did used to have the light in the garage. So when I first came in here, I was like, for 2 seasons we didn't have lights. So I was like, well, what the hell am I going to do? I was like, oh, we'll just get a lamp. It'll be fine. You'll have a lamp. I was like, oh, thanks. Right, here's the results then from this session. And I'll hand it over to Alex Shakes.
In the championship, Victor Martins, the fastest driver in practice, ahead of Dennis Hauger in second, Richard Bashaw in third. And then the rest of the order completed with our most recent race winner, Isaac Hadjar, in fourth, ahead of Zach O'Sullivan. There's Taylor Barnard, Franco Colapinto, who found the barriers and brought out the red flag. Kimi Antonelli in eighth, and Paul Aaron and Jack Crawford completes the top 10. To the second page we go with Kush Miney, then it's Correa, Marty, Stanek, Behrman, Villa Gomez, Maloney, who is off at Mirabeau, ahead of Bortoletto, Cordial and Miata. The final page, Enzo Fittipaldi, who had a nudge into the hairpin and was off at Saint-Devot, and Joshua Dirksen, who had the same thing and wasn't able to escape the first corner of the racetrack.
Well, let's get the thoughts of the competition. Jack, starting with you, what did you make of that F2 practice session?
I don't think it'll impact qualifying too much. I think Martin generally is looking quite quick, but I think because of the wet conditions it won't impact qualifying results too much. So we're really going into qualifying mostly in the unknown. Unfortunately, Colapinto into the wall earlier in the session. our newest first-time winner in Formula 2. But hopefully he can recover and put a good lap in tomorrow, as of course we're doing the group qualifying.
Richie?
If it's dry, then this means absolutely nothing, and it was a waste of 45 minutes. If it's wet, it's very, very valuable information for the drivers and the cars to see where they can push the car and where they can't in these very treacherous conditions. But either way, I think qualifying should be very interesting, of course, with our group qualifying, which we have at Monaco. I'm very excited to see how that can get underway.
Yep, and qualifying for Formula 2 is at 2:10 tomorrow, and in the commentary box will be Jess and Richie as well for all of the action from the F2 qualifying. Join us again, our next one at 9:45 a.m. tomorrow. You can join us for MotoGP, the first practice of the Catalan Grand Prix. That is going to be on JBMotorsports 2. There'll be a special video that's going to be filmed, uploaded, and literally posted as the video for everybody to watch so that you know where we're going to be as well for MotoGP this weekend. The first show on JB Motorsports and Twitch at 9:55. You've got the Formula E Shanghai first practice session, the world feed, taking you through that one with Jess. And the qualifying for Formula 3 Monaco is at 10 a.m. as well. Up in the commentary box for that is going to be Jess and Omi. Thanks to Jack, thanks to Richie, thanks to all of you at home. We'll see you tomorrow when the Mammoth weekend properly kicks off for the Monaco Grand Prix.